What's up, y'all? I'm here with the one and only Dr. J. How you doing today?
Show my gray.
Oh, period. He's showing his gray.
Show my gray locks. Since you got your, you got your fro.
Period. The NBA has witnessed significant changes and transformations over the years. How do you view the current state of the league, and what do you believe are the key factors for its continued success and popularity?
Well, I think even though there's a physical dilution in terms of players' abilities, they are healthier, more talented, and more skilled than the players of the past, and they have all the gadgets and gimmicks and equipment and ways of committing themselves to basketball being full-time, 365 days, 24/7. So that's all you got to do. You know, there are other decades in which there were wars like Vietnam, political unrest, there was riots, there were a lot of things that were distractions to pro sports.
Right.
So they have their fair share of things that are distractions, but they don't really have to. I mean, a lot of them don't even think that they have to go to college, and can come out of high school or come out of overtime and become pros at 17, 18, 19.
It's crazy.
And then you can probably with that second contract secure a lifetime deal so that if you get all of that money, you really don't have to work anymore. You just have to work on your game. And if you just work on your game and you hang around as long as LeBron has been able to do, then it's different, but it is what it is. You can't hate on it. You got to figure, well, this is the way it is right now, and this is the state of the game, and the game is in a greater state than it's ever been in.
Right. So with the technology and everything like that, LeBron has taken full advantage of it, and that's one of the reasons why he's lasted so long in the league. Where do you picture yourself if you were able to take advantage of what we take advantage of in this generation?
Well, I think I could have played longer. I came in at 21. I left at 37. At 37, I was still an all-star in the NBA. And but I had to, think in terms of what was going to be the best thing to transition into past basketball, because basketball wasn't such that it was going to set you up for the rest of your life. It was going to give you a platform with what you try and spring from into the next thing that you need to do with your life.
Right.
But the basketball stuff, it came and it went, and it was a 16-year period, and I've been out of basketball twice as long as I was in. Almost more than twice as long as I was in. Could the road have been differently had some of the things been available? The main thing that would probably have to be available is, to have the mentality that, you could play into your 40s. I never liked to see a guy, and Vince Carter's a great guy, I never liked to see a guy who had such a high level of accomplishment and achievement sitting on the bench, at 41 and 42, and saying, well, I just don't want to leave right now. They're going to pay me to be here, so I'm going to be here. And I was glad. I was really happy when he finally quit. I was like, man, you ain't playing. You're a star. And you're sitting over there, and these chumps playing ahead of you.
Wow.
And whatever, and they throw you in for 4 minutes or whatever. I mean, you don't go from stardom to also ran.
Right.
In my mind, you go star, and then maybe your star gets diminished, but walk away and go out the front door. Go through the front door. And since I came in the ABA, which was considered to be a little bit of a side door entrance, it was very important for me to go out the front door. And we had a great farewell tour. I announced the season before, this is my last season, and I stuck to it. And that was the way it was.
People love to see flashy and athletic players, but you were one of the first that started that style of play. How does it feel to be one of the first players that innovated that first, and what players do you enjoy watching the most?
Okay, my play was inspired by players who I saw. So Connie Hawkins, Elgin Baylor, just to name the two who I enjoyed seeing play and really tried to emulate. So that players tried to copy my style. That was good. And I look at, I think about Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, Kawhi Leonard, even Clyde Drexler, Clyde the Glide, guys who like to go airborne and make things happen. So those guys all came after me, and I think I might have had an influence on all their games. And of course, Michael Jordan said I had a huge influence on his game. Mikal Bridges, love watching him play. I feel a kinship with him, actually. Kawhi Leonard, and let's see. I think I only have those two right now on my list.
What about those two like stick out to you? Because Mikal Bridges, he's not, a star in the league yet. He hasn't made his stamp in the league yet. So what's so special about Mikal's game? And obviously, Kawhi is Kawhi. He's a vet. He's been around for a minute now. But Mikal is a pretty young guy, and I do love to see him play. And I think Brooklyn definitely got a gem in him. But for sure. But what about his game sticks out the most to you?
Yeah, two-way player. He's effective on the offense, effective on the defense, and his efficiency offensively. He can score the ball pretty effortlessly, and he can still succeed if they didn't run a whole lot of stuff for him, because he moves a lot without the ball, like a John Havlicek, and finds the open areas and just makes good plays. He makes great decisions.
That's interesting. Okay, well, speaking of flashy, I wasn't going to ask this question, but you didn't name my guy, so I got to ask. Now, he's no longer in his prime anymore. However, he's still one of those ones. So, what are your thoughts on Russell Westbrook?
Okay. So Russell is like a unicorn. He's uniqueness of one-of-a-kind player. The system that he played in OKC fit him to the T. He controlled the ball all the time. And, all of those triple doubles to break Oscar Robertson's record, that's just phenomenal and cements his place in basketball history and as a Hall of Famer. Would I enjoy playing with him? That's another question.
Come on, dog.
You want to ask that question? You want to ask, would you like to play with him?
Yes. I would. Russ, if you're watching, I would love.
How would he benefit you
when
he's on the court?
Well, okay, I got you. He's one of the best playmakers in the league. He's a very underrated passer, super athletic. He's got a lot of big men paid. And in his prime, he does have his flaws. The turnovers were,
Now you going at it.
The turnovers.
I didn't even say nothing about the turnovers.
The turnovers, everybody has flaws in the game, and the turnovers are one of them.
But he had the ball so much, and he played a lot of minutes. And,
Look at him.
Sometimes you get tired, and people knock the ball away. Sometimes you're throwing it to people who can't catch it.
That's true. That is a good point, though. People knock the ball away, and maybe y'all can't catch it. I'm gonna start using that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start using that. That's good. Y'all heard it from him first. Y'all can't argue with him. I'm sorry. So if I use it, then hey. Okay, cool. Now, last question on Russ. Would you take him over Oscar Robertson all time?
No. I got 5 guys who are untouchable.
Who are they?
Bill Russell.
Okay.
Will Chamberlain. Oscar Robertson.
Okay.
Jerry West. And Elgin Baylor.
Okay.
That's my all-time best team. Everybody else got to be on the second team or the third team. And I made this decision when I was 15 years old.
Wow.
And I'm sticking with it now, all these years later.
Consistency.
That's my squad.
Give me your top 10 all time.
The 5 I just named.
Okay, in that order.
Okay. No, there's no order,
Oh,
really.
okay.
I mean, I think Weston Robertson would be in the back court. Elgin Baylor would be in the front court with Wilt and Bill Russell. The next group of guys would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Irvin Magic Johnson, probably Karl Malone, and my last guy. I always argue with my other son about where Tim Duncan belongs. And he's like, he belongs ahead of Karl Malone for sure. But I'm taking Karl Malone. And, that last position, I like leaving a Tiny Archibald.
So no Steph.
Oh, no, he hadn't even played long enough.
Oh.
He got to finish his career.
Ooh.
Everybody I named in there, their career's finished,
That
right?
is true. That is true. That is true.
Right. Big O could play today, dominate the game.
But we have to acknowledge that you just said earlier, I'm gonna use your words against you. You said earlier that the competition and the skill and all of that has elevated. So how do we know that he would dominate the same
we have more
way?
players. I mean, you got 30 teams, and when the Big O played, it was 14 teams.
Okay.
We play the same guys all the time. Mm-hmm. Now with 30 teams, it's spread out, but it's diluted. Mm-hmm. But it's diluted. There's some weak teams. They look at all the teams that don't make the playoffs.
That is true.
Yeah.
But
Dallas didn't even make the playoffs.
But the more teams that we have in the league, the lesser chance. I mean, everybody can't go to the playoffs.
No, it's not supposed to. You're not supposed to.
So if there's more teams,
But some teams never show up in the
That
playoffs.
is true. That is true.
And that's bad. That's not a sign of parity. And you're supposed to be striving for parity each year. That's why you have that draft and you have the whole setup with the lottery. And it's supposed to strengthen the weaker teams and help the little teams strategically, but strengthen the weaker teams so you have a stronger league. But these guys, since the prisoners are running the show and not the warden,
Wait.
they just decide.
What does that mean?
Well, it just where a star player on the team is like, screw this city and all their support that they've given me, and I'm going south.
Now the hot topic.
I'm going to Florida, or I'm going to LA, or I'm going to Texas, or I'm going somewhere else. So, these decisions, and they're business decisions.
Right.
I understand.
Right.
Or whatever. But they have not helped the game. They have not helped to keep the parity within the game when you build these super teams.
So the hot topic right now is Damian Lillard going to the Heat. And
he wants to go to the Heat.
Yeah, he wants to go. He wants to go to the
James
Heat.
Harden wants to go to the
Clippers. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like James and Dame are different because James has hopped around. Dame has never hopped around. He's proven his loyalty to Portland, and they just haven't been able to provide the right team for him to compete anymore. So, are you against that move?
Well, wherever he goes, he probably will finish his career because of his age and the fact that he's played 12, 13 years. And he wants to have a chance at winning the championship.
Right.
And he doesn't think he can get it there.
Right.
So that's a good reason.
Yes.
For him. But a guy 26 or 27
Hopping
just
around.
wanting to hop around. Look at how many times Durant has hopped around. No, for real. OKC to Golden State to where'd he go after that? Now he's in Phoenix.
So you don't respect that? Dang, that's tough. When he retires, would you ever put him in your top 10?
Could he knock out Kareem, Magic, Michael, Karl Malone? He maybe could knock out Karl Malone. He maybe could knock out Malone. And then and Tiny, those last two. I could honestly say that he and LeBron would be ahead of Tiny and and calm.
Got you. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, I really appreciate this. We, have to continue this another day because really have a bona fide Russell Westbrook and Oscar Robertson debate for you one day because I can't let that go.
Think about the error of your ways. I'm only joking.
Because you would never put
I'm
Oscar
just
over
having a
Russ.
good time.
You are joking.
I'm not gonna say that. Oscar has his.
I think. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your time.